see if I'm clear.
Your head is like too high up.
Sorry guys, I got a stupid retarded assistant today. I don't know how to put this stuff together. So they're trying to figure it out. Assistant, this looks good. What's up guys? We're out here, we're gonna work on this new project we're gonna discuss today, this new FatGang or No Gang project, which is really good. I'm proud of Young Chop. Really came from a long way of putting out records and people really knowing like what he's doing and stuff like that. So congrats to Young Chop and the new project, FatGang or No Gang. It's a really dope project. He put a lot of time and effort into all this, and so I went to go see Chop in LA last week. We were just kicking it in his crib, just talking about the next coming projects. And the one thing I can really say about Young Chop is that came a very long way from the whole starting the whole drill movement with Chief Keef. Him and Keef brought a new era of music to the new generation of the youth. And with the whole Finally Rich album coming, doing extremely well as well. And his singles like Love Sosa, I Don't Like, Kobe, these singles going over 800,000 sold. So Young Chop has done something that a few producers in the genre can do, is change culture and change sound. So if you listen to any new record out right now, they have Young Chop drums or they have the drill sound. You hear the new Compton album, you hear the Travis Scott album, you hear a lot of these elements all entrenched into it. So I sit down with Young Chop and he's playing me the album. And if you guys don't know, the one thing I always give Chop a big heads up about is that he can develop artists. He developed Chief Keef. He worked with Keef since the beginning and developed him, and he executive produced, Finally Rich. Okay, and then so I think that's one of Chop's biggest gifts, is to discover new talent. And he put ATMG together, which is Rampage, King Rel, YB, Johnny Made Cash, King James. He brought all these guys together and then made Chop Squad, which is all of them, and then just like a whole bunch of new stuff he's working on. Producers like Chop Squad DJ and A-Serms and all these new producers. So he makes this new thing called Chop Squad. And the person who I'm familiar the most with in the beginning is King100James. We did a boiler room. With them. And James just kept going. Like, he just kept rapping. And I was like, oh, this dude can really talk about, what's really going on in the Chicago streets. And James did it. Like, when I first seen James at that boiler room, he just was on that mic. And I was like, this guy, real, like, rapper. Like, this guy's trying to really get it in. So he put out this one project, the King100James version. And it did really good. People was really interested. He had like good producers. He was on XXL, The Break. He was on Vice. A lot of people was really picking up on him. And Chop, put out this album called Still. That was his first project that came out last year. And I think this is the first time Chop was really using him to be as an artist, a rap artist. He was always the producer, the behind the scenes guy, the guy that does the artist development. But he himself was like, look, I started off rapping. I was producing. I took the back seat, let Keith do what he needed to do. But I'm gonna take a crack at it, and he did. You know, that all I got video almost got like almost 800,000 views, and you know, he was really like catering to a certain type of market that, you know, of big dudes or people who just want some good fun rap, and that's what he did. So he put out Still, and All I Got was kind of like one of his first, you know, rapping projects, you know, his first song. And he did really well. People really gravitated towards him. So we fast forward into FatGang or No Gang, and James and Chop, you know, they work off each other. I feel like that's great as a duo, as like a Mobb Deep, or you know, or really having like a Tropical Quest, but having like groups of people or two guys working with each other is always a good thing. And you know, Chop and King James is not like they're not from the same location. You know, they're from Chicago. They've seen the same things. They know the same people, and they know what's really transpiring in Chicago. So this album, production wise, is crazy. All right, yeah, you know, Chop has always been, you know, kind of like the upper echelons of production in my eyes of what he's been bringing into the game. You know, so they got Chop Squad DJ on the album. They got Zaytoven from Atlanta, who did a lot of big name hits for everyone else. I don't need to explain his whole catalog. It's got this guy named 30 Rock, who's been really getting it. He messes with ear drummers, and yeah, they're just like really like going in. And my whole thing with Chop is like, it's FatGang or No Gang. All right, so the whole concept is bringing you into what's going on in Chicago. You know, this is not, you know, an album where it's just all like, you know, they turn up, they do that, but they also really bring you into what's going on in these Chicago streets. You know, it's still, you know, the top murder rate, you know, city of you know, the United States. You know, so they really breaking it down, but they have good records. You know, Chop and King James, like I said in the beginning, they work off each other. You know, like you know, they have that Jada Styles P kind of like rapping. You know, Chop goes in, he knocks it out, he does the hook. James comes in, and he murders it. So, you know, all like I said, like I really like to say, you know, like, you know, I really don't like to give so much information about the album and this, that, and the third, but I feel like this album is still growing. I feel like Chop as a rap artist is growing, and James, you know, really helps Chop like elevate it, you know. And I feel like them working together, and I feel like this is why this album is such a great album, sound wise and quality wise, is because it's a balance of both. It's a yin and yang, you know. Like, James been rapping for a long time. He's one of the most lyrical guys from Chop Squad, and his voice. He has like this grimy ass voice, you know, that he has that a lot of people don't have nowadays. You know, he has that voice, you know, like and it's like he like, I told James when I seen him, I was like, bro, you need to like go into the gym, because when you start doing these shows, you're straight gonna go mosh pitting, because it's like he gives you that like adrenaline going, you know, mosh pit type of music, you know, like that real turn up, not that like, you know, soft net. Chop is talking about that real deal Holyfield. He ain't playing around. And then James comes in with Chop, and when they come together, it's dope. And then Chop comes and he just brings you his like how can I really explain? Like, he just brings you like into his world. But then aside from me bringing him into his world, he's trying to like explain to you guys, yo, this is Young Chop rapping. You know, this is me on the rapper side of things. This is not just me as being a producer, but this is me and my rapper side. And now, you know, Chop did his thing. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people are not big on the producer rapper things, but, you know, Kanye, he started off as a producer and then, you know, start rapping, you know. So there's a lot of artists nowadays that are doing that. And I feel like Chop fits the mold of the. So FatGang and No Gang, overall production, I give it an 8.5 feel like it can be a little bit more stronger in the production. I give it 8.5 because the beats are knocking and they're dope, but I think the part 2 is gonna be better. In regards to like concepts and just like overall song structure, I give it like an 8.5. You know, like they have good songs. I can sing along with them. The production flows well. The lyrics is well, and they're good songs. They're like just, you know, whack songs. They're good songs, and you know, I really enjoy it. And the overall album, I give the overall album an 8.5. I feel like Chop and James together, like I said, work extremely well. They play off each other. The beats are extremely good. And Chop is, you know, aside from being the rap artist, he's playing the executive role now. He's not just playing rapper. He's playing producer, A&R, and executive. So he's kind of like, you know, really sitting back and giving you a vision of what's going on versus just being a bunch of raps and a bunch of people just rapping for no reason. He's really telling you guys, look, this is FatGang and No Gang. This is the new turn up. Y'all need to like understand, like, you know, Chop, he is and always been developing artists. So even on this new project, you will see named artists and unnamed artists. You know, because and I think once Chop comes out with, he playing with this one record that I'm really going crazy for, and it's just him drilling, you know, like I never ever seen Chop rap like this before, but I don't know, he really took a form of his own with this project, and FatGang and No Gang, I'm gonna give it 8.5 overall. I think there's more growth, and when I say growth, I'm talking about them coming together as artists, you know. And like I always said, I always admire growth versus, you know, you're just staying in a certain type of box. I think Chop is getting out of this supposed box that everyone said that he's only a drill producer, which he's far from a drill producer. If you hear the last few projects he produced on, and if you hear this album, so yeah, 8.5 for the new FatGang or No Gang. Y'all pick it up. It comes out September 24th. Thanks for Young Chop for bringing me in to his crib and playing me the album. It was really dope. Y'all go check it out, man. Pre-order it right now on iTunes. This you can archive this piece I'm hanging with. I'm see if I can put it up on YouTube so everyone else can spread it around. But yeah, enjoy it. FatGang or No Gang. All right, Young Chop, King100James. Y'all go cop that. Peace.